Hello, I'm IBXToyCat, and welcome back to another Minecraft console update video. Today I'm going to be talking about the next big update for Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation, which 4J Studios are currently calling Title Update 25. That title will probably change between now and release, as it has done like 3 times already, but you know, whatever it is, we do know that it's going to be the next big feature update, and it's going to at the very least include features from 1.7 on the PC, because that's what they've done the minimum time each time, and it might also include 1.8 features. They're hinting pretty strongly that way, but the update that changed the world, 1.7, is at the very least included there. And as I've mentioned quite a few times in my feature preview series, one of the biggest features from 1.7 is all of the new biomes. That's why it's called the update that changed the world, because they double the number of biomes and it just, you know, changes how you experience everything. It's crazy. So I figured, because I've already done some feature previews on some of these biomes, some of these aren't worth full 5-minute videos, so I just figured I'd combine them all into one big video, talk about all of them in passing, all the cool things about them, all the interesting things about them, what makes them new, and basically it should give you an idea of how the new world will be formed. So please do like the video if you do like it. It would help out the channel a lot, and it lets me know that you liked it. It's a very good thing to do in my opinion, but of course I would say that. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? And let's talk about the first biome that's coming, and that is one that probably is the biggest one for a lot of you, and that is the Mesa Biome. So this is essentially a desert, but it's very, very different to any, you know, kind of other biome we have right now, because it's not made of dirt and sand and stone like you're used to. It's made of stained clay, hardened clay, and red sand. So it's entirely kind of new blocks to have naturally generated anyway, and it's just a very, very crazy place to look at. So it's really, really cool for that reason. There's not too much other reason to go here other than to get the stained clay and the red clay, you know, all the new resources that are here. But I'm sure, at least for a little bit, the Mesa Biome is going to be this really cool place where you can get this brand new Minecraft experience. If you want to build there, if you want to do whatever you want to do there, that's what it's great for. That's where it exists. So that's the Mesa Biome. It also comes in a few variants. So there's the Plateau. You'll notice there's loads of hills. This kind of, you know, big kind of flattened bit at the top, that's called the Plateau. There is also the Plateau M, which just makes more plateaus, really. It's just more spread out versions, and they're actually flatter despite being called the Plateau. And there's also the Bryce variant, which is kind of gives it this canyony look. I hear it's based on the Bryce Canyon, that's why it's called that. And as you can see, that just has these massive kind of spikes everywhere. It's a very cool biome to look at the very least, and I think it's going to be a cool one to have, and it's going to be one of those ones you want to look after. So I'm sorry if you heard that little noise there, and let's start talking about the next kind of big kite variant, because that's type of biome, sorry, that is the Savanna Biome. So this is probably my favorite new biome coming, because it's both functional and really cool. Basically, this is a desert mixed with a plains biome. So you get the ability to spawn in villages still, you get the lack of rain, but you also get loads of grass everywhere, and you also get a brand new tree, the acacia tree, and long-term subscribers will be proud of me for saying that correctly. Basically, yeah, you get acacia trees, you get empty villages, and a lack of rain. This place is great for building, it's great for looking at, and I think it's just a pretty nice biome. So you can also spawn horses here, which is nice, and that's that. There's also Savanna M, but, you know, parts fit, so there's big hills everywhere, pretty crazy like that, and there's also the Savanna Plateau M. So this is where it kind of gets almost extreme hillsy. I've heard that sometimes you can get them go close to the world limit, so like amplified built in without amplified. It's a pretty rare biome, but it means that all of the Savanna fun, but with just massive hills everywhere. Very, very crazy biome to look at, very, very weird, and pretty rare in my opinion. So next up we have the Birch Forest. So this is, again, with the other 3 ones I've covered in the in-depth series, but to give you the basic, this gives you one of the other new trees, which is the dark oak tree, which is of course a darker version of oak, and it also gives you an opportunity to get some mushrooms in the wild, and it's also so dark because it's a roof forest, you know, they're so close together, it makes this big kind of roof on top that you can either head along the top and get this kind of cool walking along the forest experience, or if you're underneath, you can spawn mobs in the day there sometimes, so in UHCs it can be pretty dangerous. It's not the safest place in the world. And there's also the Birch Forest M variant, so this is where you get some hills there. Very, very cool variant in my opinion. And 2 new biomes there. So you'll notice there'll be some hills in there. They are 2 separate biomes. But, you know, one major biome, that's 3 we've covered so far. Next up, we have one that kind of justifies this video rather than a feature preview on it, because it is the Birch Forest. And I wish I could talk for 5 minutes about Birch Forest, but I'm just not that good about it. So what is the Birch Forest? It is a forest. But get this is going to blow your mind. It has birch trees instead of regular trees. that is literally it. It's just, you know, forest of birch trees. It's a cool way to get like loads of birch trees if you want them. Otherwise, it's just you know, birch. It's a forest but different trees. It's not great. But there's also the Birch Forest M, which has slightly taller trees. This is a really cool thing because you can't get trees this tall right now. It's gonna be a cool way to get that. And of course, we also have the Birch Forest Hills, which is the Birch Forest, but again, another crazy revelation here. but with hills. Here you can actually grow some dandelions, which is a nice little bonus. It's an exclusive-ish flower, and it means you can find that here. And we also have the Birch Forest Hills M, so it's the, super tall trees, but with the hills. This is actually kind of an interesting one to look at. It's very, very unique the first time you see it, and it's a nice little sighting. It's not going to change the world massively, or it does a little bit, but it's still a nice little bonus on top of everything else. So then we have the Flower Forest, another one I've covered in depth. This is where all of the new flowers come in, and it's just crazy to look at. It's just the forest we have right now, but with the flowers in it. It does have a variety of trees, so that's always good. We also have the Sunflower Plains, so it's the plains we know right now, but with the small bonus of having sunflowers. The cool thing about sunflowers is not only can you get some yellow dye out of them, but you can also use them as a directional teller, because if you place them down, they will always face east, which is a fun little fact from real life, I think. And yeah, that's a cool way you can actually work out where east is, and therefore where north, east, south, west, etc. And yeah, that's the Sunflower Plains. So then we also have the Taiga Biome, which is kind of like the snowy forest biome we have right now, but basically instead of actually being snowy, it's just loads of spruce trees in the forest. Then we have the Taiga M version of that, where it's loads of mountains in there. This is kind of we kind of have this biome right now, just this is without snow, which not too exciting by itself, but it does have the slightly larger ferns, so that's a cool way to get that. Then we have the two kind of more exciting variants of this, the Mega Taiga, which is with the massive 2x2 trees and the boulders, the podzol, the coaster, all that crazy stuff. And to go along with that, of course, there is the Mega Spruce. So there are some very slight differences between these two biomes. It's not massive, you probably won't notice it too much, but basically the temperature is slightly lower, so if you build higher up, then it will actually start snowing slightly lower down. And also the trees are slightly structured differently. So although they are massive, they are still 2x2. They'll have like the leaves all the way down it, whereas in a Mega Taiga biome, the regular one, you won't get all of that. It's a very small difference. You might not even notice it, but it is something worth bearing in mind. Two distinct but not very distinct biomes right there, and a definite cool add because they bring in the podzol blocks. So besides this, we just mainly have the Extreme Hills Plus biome. So this is the last one on the list. It is basically, you can probably expect what's going on here. It's generally a little bit higher than the Extreme Hills, but the interesting thing here is it actually has trees on it. So if you've ever wanted to go to the top of an Extreme Hills biome, especially with the Amplified World type, and then just kind of chill there, having trees is a nice bonus, and that's what this offers. Plus there's the Extreme Hills Plus M, and this is the kind of like the Stone Mountain we have right now, but with the Extreme Hills Plus. So you will find yourself some oak and some spruce, and you can also find some gravel in the place. So gravel, stone, and some trees. Very, very different to what we have right now, at least in the Extreme Hill space. It's a nice little bonus. And then finally, actually, we have one last one, and this is one I forget because it's kind of not a it's a very slight variation of biome that makes a big difference. And this was the latest one I covered in a feature preview. It is the Ice Plains Spikes biome. So this is an ice plains, but with packed ice spikes everywhere. It's a new block, and it's just a really amazing biome to look at. Like, it's just mind-blowing the first time you see it, and you're like, wow, that's cool. Like, it's really Minecraft being beautiful and just doing something cool, and that's what this biome's all about. So those are all of the new biomes coming to Minecraft console in the next update. They literally changed the world. That's where it's called the update that changes the world. I'll mention that a million times if I need to, but yeah, that's basically what's going on there. You will see all of these new biomes with the next update, and now that you know what they all are, now you'll be more prepared, and you won't be like, whoa, what's this all about? And yeah, hopefully that is something you do enjoy. If it is, please do like the video and let me know that you liked it. It's a good way to help out the channel, all that sort of good stuff. And yeah, you can also share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I definitely recommend you check out the TU25 feature previews in the description down below, because that is where you can find like all of the all the biomes in depth, all of the other features in depth, and it's a good way to keep up to date with what's coming in the next update, which is something I know a lot of you like to do. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.